Hey everyone, welcome to our new our welcome call. We're so excited to have you here. And my name's Emily Gibson. I'm a Diamond Ambassador and I live in Sandy, Utah. I have been using Plexus for 2.5 years, and I'm going to start by sharing a little bit about my story and a little bit about how to use your products. And then I'm going to turn it over to my friend that introduced me to Plexus, Brooke Hemingway. She's all the way over on the island of Kauai, but I'm going to let her tell you about that. And then she's going to talk a little bit about what to expect as your body heals and why drinking water is so important. So, like I said, I've been using Plexus for 2.5 years. And when I started, I had just had my fourth baby in 7 years. So my kids were 7, 5, 3, and 4 months old. And I actually did really great all summer long. But then when school started, the schedule of having a second grader, a kindergartner, a preschooler, and a nursing baby really overwhelmed me quickly. And as a highly extroverted person, I noticed some things about myself that were out of character. I didn't want to answer the door. I didn't want to answer the phone. Well, I would put my kids to bed and just get in my jammies and go to sleep, but it would take me hours to fall asleep. Then I would wake up 5 and 6 times in the night. In the morning, I woke up and I'd feel like my covers weighed 1,000 pounds. I didn't feel like I had slept at all. And then I would get out of bed with the intention of I'm going to take a nap by 11:30. Like that was the lie that I told myself to pull myself out of bed, even though I never, ever got a nap at 11:30. Like what mom with 4 kids under 7 gets a nap at 11:30? That just doesn't happen. So I would get through lunch, put everyone down for naps, put my other kids on screens, and then I would either take a nap or I would eat dessert for 2 hours and watch Netflix. And I don't know if anyone else had those habits or currently has those habits, but that was my day. And then if I were taking a nap, I would set an alarm to wake me up at 3:08 because I had to leave to get my kids from school at 3:10. And I would just roll out of bed at the last minute possible to go get my older kids from school. And then on the way home, I remember having a really big headache and just almost like feeling like I had to roll the windows down to keep myself awake, because even after sleeping for 2 hours, I still wasn't rested. I craved sugar all of the time. Again, I woke up with this racing heart. My hair was falling out in gobs, worse than any of my other kids after I'd had kids. And the thing that really pushed me to try Plexus is that my milk supply dried up during this time of stress. And there was nothing that I could do to bring it back that had worked for me in the past. I was pumping, I was taking supplements that the lactation counselor had shared with me. And those things had always worked in the past, but they weren't working now. And right about that time, my friend Brooke, who lived on Kauai that never posted on Facebook, posted about Plexus. And I remember calling my mom saying, "Mom, did you see what Brooke Hemingway is talking about? Like, she posted on Facebook. She never posts on Facebook." And my mom said, "Yeah, I did. And I kind of want to do it." And I said, "I know, me too." And so for about a month, we watched Brooke silently. And I would message her once every couple of weeks to ask a question or two to I was working through some objections in my mind. Maybe you can relate to that. And then I finally decided to pull the trigger and give it a try. And I joined as a wholesale ambassador, like many of you probably did, for the best price. And I told her I would never share, don't ever ask me, because I knew what these kind of companies were about and I didn't want anything to do with it, right? And I also was asking how I canceled when I was signing up. How do I cancel? Were my words. So I tried the products, and after a week, I wanted to quit because I felt nothing. So what I want to tell you tonight is my expectations were not realistic. I didn't understand supplements. I thought I should be able to see a difference in a week, and some of you might. Or you might be like me, where I saw nothing in 7 days. And I said, I'm going to quit. I'm not doing this anymore. And she talked me off the ledge. And I'm so grateful for that, because at my 2-week mark, I woke up one morning and I felt electric. My racing heart was gone. I realized I had slept uninterrupted all night long. I didn't need a nap. I was doing laundry and dishes and everything like I had slept for the first time in decades. I wasn't craving sugar. My hair stopped falling out. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to tell people about this. I even texted my husband and said, I think I'm going to have to tell people on Facebook about Plexus. And he said, no, let's not. And I did. And what I found is that as I shared my story, everyone around me was feeling like crap and nobody was talking about it. And that really rooted a cause within me, because I wanted to help my friends and family feel better. So as you begin to use your products and learn about your products, you might also begin to think of friends and family who are struggling with things. Maybe they have low energy. Maybe they have sugar cravings. Maybe they want to lose weight. Maybe they have some health issues that you know they deal with. People who silently suffer a lot of times look really great and happy on the outside. I know I did when I was going through that time. In fact, I particularly posted about how happy I was because I didn't want anyone to know that I was struggling. So if you ever feel like this could help someone, what I would recommend is just give them a phone call or send them a quick message with something like, oh, hey, maybe this isn't for you, but I've been doing this thing, haven't seen results yet, or I'm already feeling X, Y, and Z, whichever one you are. And have you heard of it before? It's called Plexus. I've heard it helps with whatever it is you think that they're struggling with. And then they might come back and say, oh yeah, I've never heard of that before. What is it? And you can say, well, I don't know all the science behind it. I don't really know anything other than I'm taking it, but I'd love for you to hear my friend Brooke's story. Would you mind if I start a message with her? And then she can answer our questions and you can find out if it's something that is good for you. And that way you don't have to know anything, but your friends can get help while you're getting started. So just think on that. As I was not open to that, but I'm so grateful that I did that when I did, because now I have helped over 7,000 people. And I can't believe that someone like myself, stay-at-home mom, elementary education degree, I never thought that anyone would ever listen to me. I'm not a nurse like Brooke, so how could I know anything about it? But I didn't have to, because I just told my story. So I would encourage you to tell your story. Now, how do you take also, I lost 40 pounds in 18 months, but 0 pounds in the first 90 days. So that's important for you to know as well, because it takes 90 days for the body to regenerate new healthy cells and 6 weeks to 6 months to balance the gut. So you might be someone that has super fast results, or you might be someone who does not have fast results. After doing this now for 2.5 years, I found that about 50% of people have better sleep and energy in the first 2 to 4 weeks. Everyone else see the biggest changes around 90 days. So I always tell people, go into Plexus with the mindset of this is a 3 to 6 month commitment, because it took your body decades to get to where it is right now. It's going to take a little bit to unravel that. So be patient with your body. And Brooke will talk a little bit more about healing in a minute, but I want to get to, how do you take your products? You might have ordered last month. You might have ordered today. You might have ordered last week, whatever it is. We want to make sure that you're getting off on the right foot so that there's no miscommunication. When you know how you play the game of telephone and you tell one person and they tell another person and they tell another, and all of a sudden it's not even what it sounded like the first time. So that's why we do this call, to really help so that everybody gets a great start all together. So you have a pink drink, most likely, and that you're going to take first thing in the morning, unless you take a thyroid medication. If you take a thyroid medication in the morning, wake up, take that medication, and then right before lunch, 4 hours later, you should take your pink drink with your multivitamin. And you can take your BioCleanse then too, if that's convenient for you. If you are someone that does not take a thyroid med, you're going to wake up, drink your pink drink, and then about 30 minutes later, you're going to eat breakfast, and then you just eat normal all day long. If you got the BioCleanse, you can take 2 BioCleanse with your pink drink first thing in the morning. And if you got the ProBio 5, then you take that at bedtime. You start by taking one the first week, just so that your body can really adjust to having a powerful probiotic inside of it. And then after that first week, if you're feeling really good and you're not having any of those healing signs that Brooke's going to talk about in a little bit, then you can up that to 2. And you might be someone that needs 3 or 4, and we'll work with your sponsor on your friend that brought you to Plexus to determine how many you need of each. But most people usually use 2. I use 3 for myself, and I always help my people to understand if your sugar cravings are not going away, you probably need to increase your ProBio 5. So you don't have to remember any of this tonight. It's a lot of information, but what I hope that will happen is over the next several months as you use Plexus, you will remember things that we've said on this call and think, I think I need to reach out to my friend that introduced me to Plexus because my sugar cravings aren't gone, or man, I feel great. I want to tell someone. What did they say I should do? Whatever it is, remember that there was something someone said that you need to ask about, and we're all here to help you. Maybe you got the X Factor multivitamin. If you got the X Factor Plus, you're going to want to take that with food because it's bioavailable. And if you don't take it with food, sometimes it can upset your stomach. If you got the Accelerator or the Boost, those are our fat-burning thermogenics, and they are to be taken with food as well and split up. So if you got the Accelerator, you'll want to take one with breakfast and one with lunch. If you got the Boost, you're not going to take those 2 products together, but if you did get the Boost, you'll take Boost with breakfast and then another Boost with lunch. So we don't put those 2 together, but you could take one in the morning, and then I usually just say pick a day. If you're going to have an Accelerator day, take it on that day. If you're going to have a Boost day, take it on that day. But I don't ever recommend taking both products at the exact same time. So any other products that you want me to hit on, Brooke?
I think that's awesome. A lot of people also order block when they start because a lot of people want to block carbohydrate absorption and they struggle with carbohydrate consumption. So if you do have block, I usually recommend that people start with taking that just before one meal of the day. It's 2 capsules at a time. So it's a little bit different than Accelerator and Boost. Accelerator and Boost, you would take 1 capsule at a time, and you can take that twice a day. With block, it's 2 capsules at a time, and you can take it twice a day, but I think it's always best to kind of ease into things. So you would try it before one meal. And obviously, let's think about this. If you're eating a salad with grilled chicken on top, are there any carbs in that meal? Not really. And so that wouldn't really be a meal that you would take block before. You're going to take block before a meal that has some kind of carbohydrates in it. Could be sweets, could be pasta, could be rice, bread, anything that's got carbs in it. So that was a great overview of how to take your products. Now, the thing that I like that she talked about most is that it's really important for you to be in touch with your friend that signed you up with Plexus, because this is not a do-it-yourself project. I would say the first month to 2 months, it's really important to be in contact with your friend at least once a week, because you're going to need to make adjustments to your supplements to feel your best. Sometimes you might be someone that needs 6 BioCleanse a day, or you might be someone that only needs 1 or 2. And so you are going to want the expertise and the advice of your friend that signed you up, because they have more experience than you. I firmly believe that these products are great for anybody, that anybody can benefit from these products. But what I see sometimes with people is that they go radio silent. I call it going dark. They go dark on their friend that signed them up. They don't communicate. And then all of a sudden they're like, it's not working. But all along, they were never communicating. Yeah, I can review BioCleanse again. So BioCleanse, the typical dosing to start is if you're regular, meaning you poop 1 to 3 times a day, you're going to start off taking 2 BioCleanse per day. That's just your starting dose the first 5 days or so. And some people will split that up. Some will take 1 with their Slim and 1 at bedtime. Other people will take both at bedtime. whatever works for you. And every body is different. So you may not respond well taking BioCleanse in the morning. I don't take it in the morning, but Emily does, right, Emily? I take mine all at night because that's what feels good to me, but that's not what feels best to her. So you can choose which way you want to do that. Now, if you are a constipated person, you don't go regularly every single day, then you're going to start with that full dose of 4 BioCleanse a day. On the bottle, it says take 2 between meals. If that works for you, great. But I found that that's kind of complicated for most people. And so if you're someone that's constipated, you might take 2 with your Slim in the morning, and then you might take 2 at bedtime. Okay, so you're not going to start with more than 4, but if you do struggle with constipation, you're going to work with your friend, and you may end up going all the way up to 6. Now, if you're someone that is going to the bathroom all the time already, going like 4 times a day, you don't really need much help in that department, I want you to understand there is still so much benefit to the magnesium. And BioCleanse has sodium bicarbonate in it as well, which acts as a buffer and can kind of calm down your digestive system. So if you're someone that's going really frequently, you're probably just going to start with 1 BioCleanse per day. So hopefully that answers your questions. And then from there, you're going to maybe titrate up, or maybe you're going to be just perfect at what you started with. Talking about ProBio 5, like Emily was, I'm someone that takes 4 ProBio 5 every single night. That is what works best for me to control my sugar cravings. I had a lot of issues with Candida yeast before starting Plexus that manifested as problems with my mood and problems with nursing and my baby. And so I had different issues that for me have required more ProBio 5. So my story is that I started about 2.5 years ago. I'm a mom of 6, yes, 6, a lot of kids. And the oldest one is 11 and the youngest is 8 months. I started shortly after the birth of my 5th baby. She was 6 weeks old. I have a history of struggling with postpartum depression, also anxiety, and I had a huge sweet tooth. I had trouble sleeping, similar to Emily. I also would wake up most mornings with a throbbing head, just right here in the front of my head, just pounding, and always had to push snooze on that alarm over and over. I just didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't enjoy my life. I was cranky with my kids. I was short with my kids. I had a good life, but I felt like I couldn't enjoy it. I felt like I was just drowning. And some of that was the anxiety. Some of that was the enormous lack of energy. And just to understand me a little bit better, guys, I'm a fitness instructor. Emily will tell you, I'm there running, I'm teaching my classes, I'm super active. So everybody thought that I was just perfectly fine. What they didn't know is that I would teach my class. On the drive home, I would stop and get a Diet Coke because I just couldn't even get through the rest of the night without having some caffeine in me or something to help me. I also was big into napping. And so I just was running on empty. I started the products. I also didn't really feel much of anything the first week. I wasn't impressed. But when I started, here's the thing, when I started, I committed to at least 6 months. Because as a nurse, I know that quick fixes don't work. I don't believe in that stuff. I never would have started Plexus if somebody said it's a quick fix. So I committed to 6 months. And for me, it was about 2 weeks into taking the products that I noticed a difference in my energy, my sleep, and my mood. And the rest is history from there. I had a lot of bloating and digestive issues before I started as well. And I will say that it took about 2 months for all of that to even out. So some of you that are coming into Plexus have digestive issues. And I don't want you to expect those to go away overnight. Always keep in mind that to change your gut microbiome takes about 6 weeks to 6 months, even up to a year. If you've been somebody that's recently been on antibiotics, my husband's a physician. He just finished reading the book, The Microbiome Solution. He's fascinated by all of this now. And he's amazed at how much one round of antibiotics screws up your digestive system. Now, I'm not telling you never to take antibiotics, but I'm just telling you that because I bet that every single one of you on this call has been on an antibiotic, right? And so we've got to give our gut time to heal. So as far as expectations and what to expect, I just want you to have realistic expectations. I want you to understand that these products do work. These are clinically proven ingredients. You could go and search the individual ingredients on PubMed or any reputable website, WebMD, And you could look at these ingredients and find all kinds of studies on these individual ingredients that would show you that yes, they do what we say they do, but you've got to give it time and consistency. One of the other things that's so important that Emily mentioned is water. You need water so badly. Over 75% of Americans are dehydrated. Most people are chronically dehydrated. It's often masked as hunger, headaches, tiredness, right? And so when you start taking your plexus and we tell you to drink half your weight in ounces of water, it's not just because it's a plexus thing, it's a life thing. Your body needs water to function properly, and your body needs water to be able to detoxify. So the main ways that our body poop, pee, and sweat. If you're not drinking enough water, you're not peeing enough. So some people will come back and complain and be like, oh my gosh, I'm peeing so much since I started Plexus. I'm like, yay, that's awesome. That's a good thing, guys. Peeing is good, okay? But the thing I want you to understand is that your body will adapt. In the beginning, it's going to feel like you're going to the bathroom all the time. Guess what? Your bladder will adapt, and over time, you're not going to be going to the bathroom every 30 minutes or an hour. So just relax about that. Poop, okay? It is normal and healthy and right to poop 1 to 3 times a day. Every time you eat, you have something called the gas. Basically, that means your digestive system is squeezing and it's pooping out all of that old stuff. So it is normal to go 1 to 3 times a day, at least once a day, guys. Think of all of that built up waste. If that is stuck inside of you, you don't feel good. You feel yucky. So using the bathroom regularly is good for your body. It helps you to avoid feeling sluggish. It helps to avoid that buildup of toxins and waste in your body. So you want to be going regularly. Sweat. Sweat is very important to detoxification as well. If you're not regular at exercising, I just want to encourage you to do something, some kind of physical activity most days of the week. Maybe that's just taking your dog for a walk. Maybe it's running around with your kids outside. Maybe it's more intense exercise, but sweat and movement is fantastic for detox. So again, make sure that you're talking to your friend that signed you up. Make sure that you are 100% consistent with your products. Make sure you're drinking your water. That's how you're going to get the best results. And if you struggle with remembering to take things because you're like me and you've never taken anything in your life, I wasn't even good with taking a prenatal vitamin, guys. I was anti-supplement. So if you struggle, set a phone alarm, just like you would for other important things that you need to remember. Or put your bottles next to your toothbrush. I hope you brush your teeth twice a day. If you do, you'll remember to take your supplements. So those are some simple things that will help you to remember. Now, I want to kind of tag on to what Emily said as far as, my experience with the products and getting started, and how some things got better very soon, and other things like my digestive stuff took a couple of months to work out. And I wasn't somebody looking to lose weight, but I did lose my baby weight easily. I had my 6th child. I still have a few pounds to lose, but I think I'm doing pretty good for having 6 kids and almost being 40. I'm not overweight, and these supplements have helped me because I don't eat as much as I used to. I don't tend to overeat, and I don't reach for something sweet after every single meal. So be patient, throw the scale away, focus on how you feel, focus on how your clothes are fitting, focus on your energy and your sleep, because weight is not the first thing that the body is going to address. That is not the top priority. It's the top priority to you, but it is not your body's top priority. So throw the scale away. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do is get a notebook, and if you're just starting, open it up and write down every single troublesome symptom that you have. Everything that you struggle with, from your mood to your energy to your cravings to how you eat to the pain you have in your left toe to the backache, all these different ailments you could think of. And then every single month, I want you to go back to that notebook. And it's amazing, guys. You're going to be crossing off things left and right that you don't struggle with anymore. And the thing is, most of us are not body aware. And so if you don't write it down and then go back and remember how you used to feel, you're probably not going to realize all of those great changes that have happened, especially if you're someone that's just tunnel focused on weight. The weight will come. I remember Emily gained 6 pounds before she lost anything, and she's lost 40 pounds. So always have that perspective. And as you start to notice these changes, I want to echo what Emily said. we have a really great gift here that can help a lot of people. And when I started to notice some small changes, that's when I did that first post that Emily talked about. That was like, oh my gosh, she never posts. But you know what? I was really grateful to be feeling happier and to have some better energy. And that might seem like something really small to you, but what I found is that there are a lot of people out there that want to feel better, that are looking for something, just like Emily said. And so don't feel like you have to be someone that's like got some amazing, crazy, jaw-dropping story. That's not what you need. People like real. They want to see you in progress because they're in progress too. They're not perfect. They don't have a before and after to show you. They want to be a part of your journey too, and they want to change their health and their life as well. So I want to encourage you guys to share. And if you don't have a story yet, share your friend's story that told you about Plexus because they have a story. Share my story, share Emily's story, share anybody's story, because that's what's going to connect people and give people a desire to start the products. Now, do we want to talk for a minute about our 7-day challenge coming up, Emily?
Yeah, because it's really such a great time. If you're sitting here and you're thinking, gosh, my mom needs this, or my best friend needs this, or my sister needs this, call them on the phone tonight, first thing tomorrow, and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm really excited about it, and I would love for you to do it with me. And then you can sell them $20 worth of pink drink, and that's 7 sticks of pink drink. And then you can be in that 7-day challenge group together with them, and you can learn all about the products. You'll be learning about our new skincare line. You'll be reading testimonials, and we give away a lot of really great prizes in it as well. So that's pretty fun. It's a great way for you to try some new products that you win for free, and it's just a great way to learn more about everything too.
Yep. And that starts on Monday. And even if they don't get their samples of Slim on time, it's okay. They can still be put in that group and participate. And I just want to encourage you to start thinking about those people in your life that you know struggle with weight, energy, mood, digestion, chronic health issues, even just people that want to eat better, people that just want to feel better. So I want to encourage you to think of those people. And then, like Emily said, simply reach out to them, invite them to that 7-day challenge so that they can learn as well. So we want to thank you for tuning into this call. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask them really quickly. Otherwise, you can hop off and we'll see you on our team pages. Any questions out there? Let's see. I see some things about Edge. Yeah. Yeah, you can take Edge once a day. You don't want to really take it more than once a day because it is a pretty large amount of caffeine. So, and it's a great product because it's combined with Theacrine that slows the release of caffeine and it makes it non-jittery. So I love that. It's a way cleaner source over an energy drink, over coffee, over diet soda, because there are no harmful artificial ingredients. It's 3 simple plant-based ingredients, and it's not habit forming. It's not something you have to take every day, and it's less than $1 a capsule. So it's way more affordable than taking an energy drink or a Starbucks. The book is called The Microbiome Solution. It's written by a gastroenterologist that used to be a Western medicine doctor, and now she's an integrative medicine doctor because she found that Western medicine wasn't doing it right with digestion. So it's a really great book. She's a super smart lady too. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining in tonight. Curbing sugar habits and craving. Okay, so I think that this is something that takes a little bit of time, wouldn't you say? Like, I don't know if Emily's there, but it really is adjusting that ProBio 5 up and down, and then it really is also water intake, because if you're dehydrated, you're going to crave carbs, you're going to crave sugar. It just is what's going to happen. But then also a lot of it is just your habits, right? And so Plexus is going to balance your blood sugars. You're not going to be as hungry. You're not going to be as prone to reach for those things. But out of habit, sometimes we are used to going down the same aisle in the grocery store. We're used to buying the same stuff at Costco. And so we just buy those things and they're in front of us. So we eat them out of habit. I found myself doing that at the beginning of Plexus and just like eating things out of habit, but I'd stick it in my mouth and it just did not taste the same. it was not as satisfying. And so I learned early on, I was like, you know what? I don't need to eat that because it's not doing it for me anymore. It's not exciting me. It's not satisfying me. I don't need that. And so you've got to break the habit because you're the one that controls the fork to the mouth, right? Or the hand to the mouth. And so you've got to make some habit changes as far as what you buy. Yeah, and once you change your yeast to good bacteria in the gut ratio, you'll crave less because yeast loves sugar. And then there was another question. Where was that? Sorry, I'm on my phone here. The new Hunger Control Slim is going to be out in August, but there is some rumor that it might come out sooner to all ambassadors. And so we're hoping that, I'm hoping personally for like July, maybe even June. I don't know. I'm hoping for an earlier release. It's really good. I really like it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Have a great night. Oh yeah, your sponsor will add you to the 7-day challenge, Kayleen. Yeah, and that page is gonna be put up tonight. You'll be added to that. And then you can add your interested friends and family that gets a 7-day challenge from you. If you don't have enough sticks to spare, ask your sponsor and they'll help you get 7 sticks of Slim to your friend for $20.
Bye, guys.
All right.